Morning, everyone. All across America, House Democrats and Senate Democrats are holding a Save Social Security Day of Action. Why? Social Security here in New York City and across the country faces an unprecedented assault, the likes of which have not been seen since 2005, when former President George W. Bush tried to privatize it. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and House Republicans think that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. It is an earned benefit. Hard-working New Yorkers pay into Social Security and have done so throughout their entire working life. They've earned their Social Security benefits, worked hard for their Social Security benefits, and deserve their Social Security benefits. It is unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and House Republicans are dismantling and closing Social Security offices, jacking up wait times, and preventing hardworking Americans from securing their benefits. Our Save Social Security Day of Action will take place throughout America to raise awareness of the unprecedented assault against Social Security here in New York City and throughout the country, and to make clear that we are going to do everything possible to protect Social Security and strengthen Social Security so that the American people receive the earned benefit that they deserve. Questions?
Yes, see you, Mr. Leader. I spoke to a couple of your Republican colleagues before I left Washington who criticized your position that Democrats are protecting Social Security, quote, as we know it. They say Social Security as we know it has a possibility of not being solvent in a few years, which is why they propose raising the retirement age, all of the other reforms that I'm sure you're well aware of. What's your response to Republicans? What's your response to Americans out there who are looking at some of these reforms and are concerned about the solvency of the program going forward?
Social Security is an incredibly solvent program right now. The Social Security Trust Fund has approximately $2.7 trillion. Social Security is under threat because of Republican attacks against it. Republicans believe that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. Project 2025 is a Ponzi scheme. And the fact that they are trying to manufacture this notion of widespread waste, fraud, and abuse is the tell as it relates to Republican efforts to dismantle Social Security as we know it.
And one more, if I can. There's reports that when you guys get back to Washington, that the Trump administration is going to send congressional Republicans a rescission package, foreign aid, NPR, public broadcasting. What's your response to those reports, and have Democrats had that discussion internally about how you all will respond to a potential rescissions package from the Trump administration?
We have not seen the rescission package or had the opportunity to have an engaged House Democratic Caucus conversation about it. We will have a House Democratic Caucus meeting virtually at some point within the next week or so, and a discussion on the rescission package will feature prominently in our meeting.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Just to be clear, are you concerned that Social Security is going to be privatized, even though they've said that they won't do that? What is your concern?
There's no reason to trust Donald Trump, Elon Musk, or House Republicans as it relates to Social Security. If they believe that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, then it is at risk of potentially being privatized. At the end of the day, Social Security offices throughout New York State are being closed. Wait times are skyrocketing, and people are being denied access to their hard-earned benefits. The Republican playbook has often been to demonize something in order to downsize something and ultimately try to privatize that very thing. We see that process unfolding before our eyes. Republicans are demonizing Social Security by calling it a Ponzi scheme. They are downsizing the ability of the Social Security Administration to provide earned benefits to New Yorkers and the American people, which leads to the ultimate conclusion that they may be trying to privatize it because that has been on their agenda in the past. Hey everyone.
And if
Yep.
you don't mind me just switching gears on topics for a
Sure.
second, I just wanted to talk about the person who was deported from Maryland to El Salvador. I know that you've spoken about steps that you might be taking. I know that some lawmakers say that they might travel down there. What steps are you planning to take? Do you have any comments on? I know the White might speak out later today. What comments do you have?
I support the efforts and leadership of Senator Chris Van Hollen, who is trying to meet with the president of El Salvador while he is here in the country. President should accept that meeting request and have a real discussion as to when Mr. Abrego Garcia is going to be returned to his family in the United States of America. The Supreme Court has made clear that Mr. Abrego Garcia should not have been deported. In fact, the Trump administration has acknowledged that fact. And so they need to comply with the Supreme Court's directive, or the Supreme Court needs to enforce its order aggressively, which should include contempt.
One more on Social Security, if I can, since what's your position on eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits? Some independent estimates say it would cost over 1.4 to 1.6 trillion over the next decade. It's a promise that Trump made over the campaign trail. Some of your Republican colleagues are trying to figure out how to make the math work and reconciliation. What's your position on eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits?
It's a reasonable proposal to consider, but it has to be done in a bipartisan way.
Got it.
All right? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Right.
Good to see you.